Have I taken time and quiet time, my spiritual body and my dedication, devotion? Have I checked in on my emotions, my thoughts, feelings, behaviors? How am I feeling in this moment? Okay, once I do that internal check and I feel in respect with me, I know that I can honor that relationship to its fullest. Own the outcome. My previous core value or my previous value was a default value with I can wing it. I can show up unprepared because I can just charm my way through it or I'll figure it out when I get there. That's a man without a plan. And so the outcome would typically not end up the way that I want. I'd be frustrated, point the finger, and victimize. And so the core value that I designed that I had to put into place first to create definitions and measurable around is that I own the outcome 100%. I'm responsible for everything in my life. That means if I want something to look a certain way in the domain of the business, marketplace, or relationship, I have to own every single step of it. That means responsibility begins with me. So the owning the outcome has become a huge core value for me to start creating intentionality, plan, program, process towards that thing that I want. Win-win mindset, my fourth core value. For a long time in the default mode, I believed very strongly that there just wasn't enough. For me to win, somebody else had to lose. Or for somebody else to win, I had to lose. This put me in a constant competition with other people rather than focusing on the competition internally. I believe very strongly that our God is a prosperous and abundant God that gives way more than enough than we can possibly imagine. And so if I can step into every situation surrounding the start of these calls, we focus on wins because I want to focus on all of the prosperity and abundance rather than focus on the scarcity. And so that shift in mindset has become a core value. How can I create something where everybody wins? In jiu-jitsu, there's a winner and a loser in a match. But if you've ever trained jiu-jitsu, you know that both people win when they approach it with the right attitude, with the right training, with the right humility, with how you can help the other person become better, how you can become the best training partner for the other person. You never really lose in jiu-jitsu because there's always a lesson learned, especially if you show up on the mat with humility and with all of your talents and skills. So the win-win mindset has been a massive design change in my values. Kingdom and kinship, only child raised by a single mom. For a very long time, the lone wolf mentality was my default value. I believe I had to do it all by myself. I couldn't trust anybody. I couldn't rely on anybody. I couldn't trust other men. Relationships would eventually just let me down. And you could see where that default value could take you over long term. The shift and the designed value is that the kingdom mind means we're all part of the same brotherhood because we all have the same Father in heaven. We're all going after the same ultimate purpose in life, which is to honor our best selves, become the leaders in Lighthouse. And with that kingdom mindset that we're all ultimately serving the same kingdom, it has allowed me to shift my relationship with other people. Kinship, that old word, it means family. Family is the people that you choose to have in your life. And so being able to be purposeful, to pursue meaningful, loving relationship with other godly men that are also kingdom focused has changed my entire paradigm from default mode, which is the lone wolf, into design mode so I can establish and build relationships just like this. The High Value Man Tribe, the Project, the Squire Program, Mighty Men. I wouldn't be a part of any of those if it wasn't for the mindset shift and a core value shift that I am kingdom and kinship minded. And so it's a check-in that I get to do. And it shows up even with strangers. There's always something relatable that you can create with somebody if you're willing to have a bigger picture mindset that we're all part of the same family. Integrity creates inspiration is a designed core value. So integrity to me comes down to the structure of the four parts: my mind, my emotions, my spirit, and my physical body. Those four parts are like four corners on a pyramid. They all need to be poured into, nurtured, seeded with love, and they need to be checked in on. So this is the thoughts, behaviors, feelings, making sure that I'm protecting my morning routine, making sure that I'm respecting myself first. If those four parts aren't in operation, what my default does is I can force the outcome by white knuckling it. I'm just going to work harder towards something. What ends up happening if we work harder and we just drive, 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 drive? Well, our family suffers, our finance suffers, our faith suffers, and we end up down the road with a blown tire. So I think about integrity as the integrity on like the four wheels on your car. Four wheels on a car allows you to travel a very long distance predictably and to safely bring other passengers with you. If I rely solely on just one of those tires, maybe I'm the type of guy that maybe only focused on finances, making a ton of money. What do I sacrifice along the way? I end up blowing the tire in my family. I end up blowing a tire in my faith and relationship. So I end up stranded on the side of the road rather than treating my vehicle, my physical experience as a human, as something that needs four pieces to structure. So the integrity allows inspiration to happen, which is the fuel for life. And as I stay in integrity by checking in on my four parts, I don't have to force anything. I get to step into flow. Now is the best time. That is a core value because my old default value was I can wait for a better time. Paralysis by analysis. Let me absorb more information. Let me not take action. Let me just wait and see. That was my default mode of thinking, my old